everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Hey, if you're new here, you haven't yet, please subscribe and help us feed a hungry hippo. It's been a while, probably about a week since I put a video out. So today we're going to take a look at what sold on eBay for the first couple weeks of May. We're going to look at May 1st through May 14th. And then the rest of this week, I'm going to do my best to get out the Poshmark, Macari, Plush, and jeans, the regular what sold videos from April that I usually do at the end of the month. I'm kind of behind on making videos, and if you've been following this channel since the beginning of the year, I'm always behind anymore. I've said it before and I'll say it again here. I still want to make videos. I still want to teach on YouTube. It is one of my favorite things to do. And I really love connecting with my subscribers, my viewers, and the community. However, YouTube cannot be a priority right now. I don't believe in the expression, I don't have time for that, because we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and we all have time for things that are important to us or things that are a priority. And while I love YouTube and it is important to me and I love making videos, it's not a priority right now. We have a lot of stuff going on in our personal lives that I don't usually talk about on the channel. And in addition to that, we are trying to grow our eBay, Poshmark, and Macari stores pretty extensively. We are at 3,800 listings. I believe we started the year right around 1,500. So that's a pretty good growth. Our original goal was 4,000 active listings. I think I'm going to raise that to 5 to 8, probably 8. I'd say 5 to 8. I am taking a hiatus from doing live shows on YouTube until September. That gives me more time on Fridays to take extra photos so Keith has more items to list. If you're not aware, I do this with my boyfriend. We're both full-time. I take all of our pictures and he does all of our listings, except for the jewelry. I do the listings on those. And so I am taking a hiatus from the live shows. I will be back in September. There is a Friday the 13th in September, and you know that's like a holy holiday in this house. I'll probably have Robert come back on with me and we'll do something cool for the Friday the 13th. But that'll give me some extra time. And then if I cut back to 1 or 2 pre-recorded videos a week rather than 1 every day, that also gives us more time. And again, we're dealing with some stuff right now. Everyone's okay, but we just don't have the amount of time in our days to give to everything that we used to. So we're having to prioritize stuff. And right now, my biggest priority is growing our active listings on our selling platforms. I am number one. First and foremost, always a reseller. Being a content creator is secondary to me, and it will never be my main source of income, and it will never be my main full-time job. I am a reseller. That is our main source of income for both Keith and I, and that is our full-time job. That is our number one priority. And when we decided to go into growth mode and grow our stores, that's what we have to focus on. I'm a reseller who sometimes makes content. I'm not a content creator by any means. We're also trying to clearance out a lot of our old stale clearance items. We've got all of the poop that we had set aside listed. If you're not familiar with how we deal with poop, I'll link a video at the end here called the Poop Parade on how we deal with poop around here. You're looking at a poop sale right here. We hope by September we'll at least be to 6,000. Closer to 8,000 listings, but we'll see how we can grow before then. The problem with growing is you get to a point where you're spinning your wheels. So you guys all know an active store is a happy store. The more you list, the more you sell. The more you have listed, the more you sell. That is the basis of a volume-based business. So you get to a point where you're selling more because you have more listed, so you're having to list even more to grow, or you're just stuck in maintaining mode. And we want to continue to grow. So whenever we hit a point where we're spinning our wheels, we're going to have to start listing even more. So that's where that time management comes into play, where we really have to focus on listing. Thank goodness we buy most of our things wholesale, so we don't really spend a lot of time outside of the house thrifting. We don't go out to yard sales. We don't go to the thrift stores. I go once a week on a field trip with my local eBay group. My friends and I go out thrifting together once a month. and we go out to dinner once a month. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, Mid-Atlantic Resellers, we're on Facebook. We're on the eBay seller community page. We are sponsored by eBay, so you can join us for our 2 monthly meetings we do. But most of the time, our stuff is wholesale. I just remembered I do have one more live show before September. So this Friday, the 17th of May, at 5 p.m., I will have a very special guest on for my last live show from now until September. Her name is Crystal. I met her at Camp Listing Party. I know her through the community, and she has a very big volume-based business, like 2 or 3 times the size of ours. And the way she does things, the way she gets her inventory, the way she manages things is very interesting and very organized. Crystal is amazing with organization and time management. We can all aspire to be like her. I really want to pick her brain and get her on this channel for an interview just to show you guys, because I say I'm a volume-based business, but I'm a volume-based business with 2 people running it. And then there's even bigger ones with employees. So we'll have Crystal on and we'll talk to her. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit up front here before we get into the what sold on eBay, just to do some housekeeping, just to let you guys know what's going on and keep you up to date. If you've been wondering why I disappeared for a week, if you're wondering why I'm doing less videos, I'm going to try to do a what sold every Tuesday from now on and do a weekly recap. If I can't manage that, I will at least be here every other week. Every 2 weeks, we can do the first 2 weeks and the last 2 weeks of each month of what sold on eBay. So that will be the minimum. At the very least, I'll be here once every 2 weeks. I'm going to try for weekly what sold. I will still be doing the weekly wrap up. I usually do one on jeans and plush, one on Poshmark, and one on Macari. And I do the new poop parade each month. And I do the final Fridays. The final Friday of each month, I come out with my best and worst of the month. So those will all still be around. They may just come out a little bit later than you're used to in the month. They may come out more spaced out and not one a day. But I'll do my best to keep grinding those out for you. I think this week I'm going to have some time Wednesday to do like a whole afternoon of filming before I go to my eBay meetup. So I may be able to get a couple recorded that day for you guys to put them out. I will also be doing haul videos when I do open hauls. So we're buying larger wholesale. We're buying more in our wholesale lots because we're listing more. So we're trying to buy more. So I just opened a couple weeks ago. I did the jewelry unboxing on here. It was a 15-pound box of jewelry. I'm still taking photos of that and listing it. The bigger my lots are, the longer it takes me to get through them. So there's a longer time in between opening. I do have 2 throw up boxes downstairs that haven't even been washed and dried by Keith yet. So those will be coming out soon. I don't really do the comic unboxings on here anymore because I don't feel like there was a lot of interest in the comic unboxings just by the amount of views I was getting on the videos. And Keith can go through those so fast that the day the comics arrive, he can open them and have, 200-300 comics photographed at least within one day and then start listing them, instead of him sitting around waiting for me to do the unboxing before he digs into doing the photos, if that makes sense. I did a plush unboxing. So I still have to work all my way through this jewelry and this plush before I open anything else new. I have a small thrift haul from when I went with my group last month. I may show that. But that's all the housekeeping. Those are my plans from now until September. I have one live show left this week. I'll be doing hauls and what sold videos. If anything comes up in the community, like if we have a seller update or some important information or something happens that y'all need to be aware of, I will cover that. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. I'm here for you guys. I do still love making videos. I do love to teach. I'm still in my Facebook group. Join us over there, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. You can ask me questions there and connect with me there if you'd like. I'm still checking in there a couple times a day. That all said, housekeeping is done. Let's look at what sold on eBay from May 1st through May 14th. We'll start with the plush because that's my favorite. Plush will always be my favorite. I love jeans and I love jewelry, but I love plush. I will show you every single plush that sold in the last 2 weeks. And then I have some highlights of our other sales. We have been selling a lot of jeans, but they're the same brands you guys see over and over again, the bread and butter brands you're used to seeing. So I didn't really pull any of those out to go over with you. Everything I've pulled out other than the plush, everything I've pulled out, there's a reason I did, because there's something I want to teach you about it or talk to you about. Let's start with Star. Her name is Star. See? But it's spelled wrong. It's only got one R. My Star has two R's. This is Star. She's a little unicorn. She was actually my little unicorn. Excuse me, I needed a drink of water. I found her in a thrift store. She was up front in a bin near the registers, kind of an impulse buy. I thought she was cute. She's purple, and her name is Star. So I had to buy her. She was like 50 cents. She hung out on my desk with me in Florida. She moved back to Pennsylvania with me and hung out for about a year. And when we did our decluttering last year, actually we do it like twice a year, usually in May and October. We try to do a decluttering every 6 months. We just kind of go through our closets and dressers, and you guys should too, because we're all resellers. Anytime you've had something on a shelf, a knickknack, a Star unicorn that has blessed your life, maybe after a year or so, it doesn't bring you joy anymore, you can resell it. Even though I only sold her for $2.99 plus 5 shipping, this was mine. I didn't want it anymore. So instead of donating it, I sold it. I always recommend you declutter your homes too, at least once a year. Deep clean and spring clean, or follow the Fly Lady system like I do, so you're cleaning something every day. In fact, before I recorded this video, side note real quick, I just went through the bathroom closet and the under the sink, and I cleaned everything out real good and made sure everything was within date and organized all the cleaners and makeup and stuff. Fun. All right, this is a Hallmark Mary Hamilton teddy bear. This is a cute teddy bear. Look at the buttons on her sweater. Oh my goodness. I cannot with the cute buttons. Anyway, this is Mary Hamilton Hallmark, a special, limited edition teddy bear. So it sold for $17 plus $13 shipping. That's $30 all in for a teddy bear. And we shipped her in a box, and it didn't quite cost $13 to ship her, but that's just the flat shipping we put on items that are going to weigh 2 to 3 pounds. 1 to 2 pounds, I meant. 2 to 3, I do $17.99. Here's a Build-A-Bear tuxedo. I bought a huge lot of Build-A-Bear clothes last year. The first couple sets paid for the whole box, and everything that sells now is icing on the cake. I still have some items that are worth a little bit more, and like this groom's shirt, it's missing the bow tie. It's supposed to have pants. It's just basically like a replacement piece. $4.37 plus 5 shipping. This is a tiger tail toy. Y'all, if you ever see this tag, this tiger tail toys, pick them up, especially if you can get them for like $1 or less. And if you find them at a wholesale lot, or you purchase big, bulk buys of plush, this is a good find. This is Igor the iguana. He sold for $18 plus 7 shipping. So right around $25 all in. And he's big. He's 26 inches long. He's realistic looking. Large plush, realistic plush. You can't go wrong with those. Here's a small Abu from Aladdin. This is a Disney store. Still has his hang tags, and he has all of his push tags. Sold for $9 plus $5.50 shipping. Another poop. This is a Hallmark itty bitty. The thing with the Hallmark itty bitties, they have tiny ones like this. And that's why they're called itty bitties. They're like 4 inches long. But I've had itty bitties that are larger. They sell for more money, but it also depends on the character. I personally think Olaf, period, no matter his brand or his size, he's kind of oversaturated, and people are kind of over frozen right now. Anyway, he sold for $2.63 plus 5 shipping. You'll probably see him in the poop parade. Recently unboxed this guy. There was a Tigger and there's a Pooh. They both light up. The Tigger's still listed. The Pooh sold first. They weren't up for that long, considering they're plush. Plush is very long too. It is the slowest category you will ever sell, and it requires a lot of room. So it also requires a lot of love to be able to sell plush. This is cute. If you can see, he lights up. What I do with animals like this that light up, I will turn out the lights in my office and then take a picture of them doing their thing so people can see it. Pooh sold for $13.12 plus $5.50 shipping. Here's a turtle pillow pal. He's an actual pillow pal. There's different brands of these pillow pals out there. Just make sure you put exactly what's on the tag so you don't get a Vero or anything like that. And with these pillow pals, I usually do my front picture of them all folded up cute, and then I'll open them and lay them flat for the buyer to see. Do never, that's not proper English, but do never use the word Velcro. Don't use the word Velcro. You can say foldable, you can say sticky touch, hook and loop, but don't say Velcro. You'll get yourself in trouble. $6.87 plus 7 shipping. All of these plush that I'm showing you, other than Star, came out of wholesale lots. This is a official Major League Baseball you can see on the bear. MLB New York Yankees teddy bear. He has on a splatter hoodie. He's pretty cute. He sold for $11 plus 7 shipping. So that's $18 all in for just a teddy bear. So that's pretty cool. My cost on animals is usually around $1 or less. Build-A-Bear. This is just a white one with a blue nose. And he's got kind of like blue swirls in his fur that you can see. I had a pink one. I've had a silver one. I've had very similar ones to this. This is the blue one. Sold for $11 plus 7 shipping. $18 all in is what you should be listing plain Build-A-Bears at. This is another poop. Dandy Christmas reindeer. He's $5.50 plus $6.87 shipping. Dandy is hit or miss, and I talk about Dandy on this channel all the time. There are some Dandies that are worth a lot of money. There's some that just aren't. I list them all. I like Dandy. It's a good brand. And this is the coup de grace of the Plush last month. This is Blazing Star from the BronyCon in 2014. He was the mascot of the convention that year. And he is a purple Pegasus. So he is similar to a My Little Pony, except he's not a My Little Pony. He's not Hasbro. He's not branded by any of that. The BronyCon is a special convention for men who like My Little Ponies and ponies. They call themselves bronies because they're bros who like ponies, and they do have special conventions. And when you can find plush like this from any convention, if you can find them from Comic-Cons, BlizzCon, Blizzard, the people who make World of Warcraft and other video games have their Blizzard convention every year called BlizzCon. If you can find these special plushies from those conventions, they sell for a lot of money. I have had a BlizzCon one in the past when we first started reselling. I found at a church sale for like 50 cents and it sold for like $90. They go for a lot of money. They usually sit for a while though because you're waiting for an adult who enjoys these things that's willing to spend this kind of money on a plush toy. But they're well worth it if you have the room to store them. This guy took maybe about a year or two. Sold for $74 plus 6 shipping. And he's a little vampire. In fact, when I first pulled him out of the wholesale lot that he came in, I didn't realize what he was. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a purple pony and it's got fangs. It's a vampire. I want to keep it. It's so cute. But then when we looked it up and realized what it was, we listed it. So anyway, I'm very excited that my $80, $6 shipping plus $74, $80 pony sold and shipped. We shipped him in a box. So y'all know that the majority of our plushies do ship just in poly bags. No special wrapping or paper. I just stick them in a bag and off they go. But if they are larger, they weigh more than a pound. Or if they're expensive, we do put them in boxes. I usually use the 12 by 9 by 9 free priority boxes that you can get off of the USPS website for free. And even though he didn't weigh a pound, I did put him in a brown box then because I didn't want to use the priority box. But I do box up my expensive plushies. So that was my most exciting plush in the last 2 weeks. And now we're going to look at some jeans and some other sales. Like I said, we've been selling a lot of jeans around here. It's almost like a ball, the amount that we've been selling. We've also been selling a lot of our clearance items. So we are clearancing out our older stale items to get more activity in the store. and make room for our new stuff. These silver jeans sold for $18.74 plus 10 shipping. So I start all my silvers at $30 plus 10 shipping. Any new ones I list now, they start at that. I still list them. You can see out their market value. And then I just run a 50% off clearance price. This is not a priority. This is not something I'm focusing on. I grab like 10 old items a day. In fact, I can show you how I do it. I go on my catalog here and list perfectly. And over here on the top under updated, I can say ascending. So I can see all of my items in my category. I want to look at active, not unlisted. And my catalog, the last item that was updated was this Raydon hiking mug in September of last year. And then it goes up from there. I make sure the items are at least 6 months old before I delist, relist. And I do go from, oldest updated, not actually created, just last time it was updated. And then I look at created. And if it's, from 21, 22, or even older, I will put it in the clearance. If it's from 23, I'm not going to clearance it out, but I am going to end it, tweak the title, check the pictures, check the keywords and things like that. I usually do about 10 a morning, but it's not a priority. So if I don't have time for this, I don't do it. But when I do have time, I do 10 a day. And you can see a lot of my items here over here in the created were still created last year. So they're newer. They're not going to get clearanced. The older items will. A lot of the clearance items are selling, which is good news because it's items that have been sitting around for a while, just taking up space. Now they're moving. The more you sell, because the more you sell, the more active your store is. When your store is active, the algorithm sees you as having desirable items and will push you up in the algorithm, which is why it's important to get rid of stale items, or at least delist, rework the listing, and then relist. Don't just end and put back in. Play with it. That's super easy to do if you use list perfectly, because I would just select the 10 I'm going to work on, just like this. And I can end them on all the platforms just like this. And then I could edit them right in here, just like this, tweak the titles and whatever I want. And then they're already selected. So then I can just push them right back out to the platforms. If you're not using List Perfectly, it is so much more than a cross-listing tool. It's an inventory management system. It also shares your Poshmark now, ends items that sell. There's a lot it can do. You can try it for 30% off your first month if you want to use my code flippinhippos and just see if it's a fit for you. There's no contract. So if after the 30 days you don't like it, you can cancel. I just wanted to let you know because I use List Perfectly for everything. I use it for taking photos, sharing my Poshmark, looking at my oldest listings to see what I'm going to clearance out. I manage my inventory with it. I do my inventory audits with it. When I get a return, I can literally go into my solds. Let's say somebody bought this shirt and returned it to me. I would just go in here and unmark it sold and push it back out. It's really great. So anyway, my silver sickies sold on clearance. I need a drink of water. Hold on. St. John's Bay. I was excited about this one because it's a poop brand. St. John's Bay is a poop brand. And I would never recommend anybody to source this on purpose with an exception. This is the 4XL, big and tall. You guys know how I am with my plus size jeans. If I find Walmart branded plus size jeans at the thrift for only 99 cents, I will source them on purpose. There could be a rack of 100 pairs of Walmart brand and Target brand and poop brands. And if they're size, 16 or bigger and they're all 99 cents, I will buy all 200 pairs off the rack. We're the same way with men's big and tall sizes. So I did take a best offer on this of $20.69. And then they paid $7 shipping in addition. So that's $27 for a poop shirt that we paid 99 cents for. It is no tags too. Old Navy black denim jean bib overalls. I would source these on purpose. However, these came to me in a thread up. I do get lucky with my thread up boxes all the time. I get jean shorts, jean jackets or denim jackets, and overalls. Those three items when it comes to denim are a category in and of their own. They're way different than jeans. You can sell denim shorts, overalls, and jackets of the poopiest poop brands for more money than you can sell a lot of bread and butter full length jeans for. These sold for best offer of $11.81 plus 8 shipping. And you can see that I put 90s fashion. I put 90s fashion, 80s fashion sometimes, but always 90s fashion in all of my overalls. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and I watched a lot of Friends TV show, and Jennifer Aniston's character, Rachel, always wore overalls. It's just something that I personally associate with the 90s. I think a lot of people do, so I put 90s fashion in there. Cut from the Cloth is still pretty good brand. These sold for 20 plus 8. So I do still source these. They used to sell for more, but they're still pretty decent. Hollister, this is one of my favorite bread and butter brands. These ones sold for 13 plus 7 shipping, so that's 20 all in. That's what I sold Navy for. Hollister doesn't sell for a lot, but they do move quickly. Whenever I get Hollister, they sell very fast. They're usually smaller junior sizes, and they ship for less. This is a brand I'd never heard of until it came to me in the thread up, and then I realized it was probably lower in bread and butter, maybe poop. But I still got $23 for these because they're size 22. So that goes back to that plus size thing I was just talking about with you guys. And Big Star. I do like Big Star. I unfortunately used to sell Big Star for like $50 and $60. Do we have to get on the soapbox and talk about that race to the bottom today? Probably not. Just don't do it. Price things at what they're worth. If you need to get rid of items, if you need to clearance them out, if you need to put them on sale or do offers, that's fine. That's completely different. If you list items at what they're worth and then put them on sale, they're still listed for what they're worth. It's different than listing them for less than they're worth. Okay? So these are size 33, extra long, the Big Star Natties. They did still sell for 25 plus 10. So that's 35. But they still used to sell for a lot more. But I still will source Big Stars when I find them. And I do get excited when I find them in a thread up box. All right, guys. So that's the highlights of what sold on eBay in the first 2 weeks of May, plus all of the information that you needed up front, housekeeping and all of that. Join our Facebook group. Like I said, I'm active over there. If you have any requests for videos, questions, comments, concerns, or anything you want to know, let me know in the comments. I'll still be answering those on YouTube. And I'll be back with another video this week. Guys, go be productive. Go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.